Daizen Maeda with a sensational hat-trick for Celtic. Hyun Jung Yang and Luke McCowan added the others. But Celtic too strong, too dominant, too good for Raith Rovers. And the current holders, Celtic, head through to reach their 99th quarter-final in the Scottish Cup. The full-time score at Celtic Park, Celtic 5, Raith Rovers 0.
Thank you very much to Michael and to Rory for that match commentary. And Celtic safely through to the Scottish Cup quarter-finals with a 5-0 victory over Raith Rovers. Alan and Charlie have been watching the game alongside me. Charlie, how impressed were you with that performance? Celtic, very professional this evening.
Yeah, they were. They fully expected that by Celtic today. Raith Rovers, I felt a bit for them because they had to keep it 0-0 for as long as possible. They couldn't do that, and the second half was going to be an uphill battle. A really professional performance. 9 changes for Celtic, and to be honest, it didn't really look that way. They looked very connected as a team, and Brendan Rodgers will be proud of the fact he's managed to rest a few, but also get the performance and the result.
That's the thing, Alan, isn't it? Sometimes when you make so many changes, it can be a little bit disjointed, but that wasn't the case for Celtic.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the biggest worry for the manager, that you have made 9 changes and you want it to be fluid. But look, I think at this moment in time, Celtic are very strong when it comes to the starting 11 or the bench. It does rotate at times, so the players that are coming in are ready. They're desperate to play in this team as well. You've got some big games that are coming up. So they showed that today. They were very clinical, taking their chances, and they'll be more than happy with the performance and the result.
We just saw Daizen Maeda there on the screen. What about his performance and just the way he's almost filled that void left by Keogh by playing as that main striker through the middle?
Brilliant. It adds another string to the bow, the fact that he can play up there, and I know they've got Maeda who can play there. He's going to probably be the main striker, but he's taken a claim to play there. He's got the speed, he's got the movement, and his finishing tonight was brilliant. That's one thing I think when he first came in, people maybe questioned, can he be clinical in that? When he gets the chances today, he showed that. 3 chances, he scores the 3 of them brilliantly.
And his link-up play with Luke McCowan actually was really good today, wasn't it?
It was really good. I think Luke McCowan's an excellent player. I think he's very intelligent. He sees runs, he sees movements, and he's always wanting to pass the ball forward. And when you've got somebody like Maeda with that pace, who will run into space as well, I mean, it's a dream come true for a midfielder. So I think they're linking up very well, and Charlie's right. I mean, if you look at Maeda's goals recently, I mean, he's so calm now in possession of it. He takes his time and he's cool, calm, collected in front of goal. So it gives Brendan Rodgers another option through that striker role.
Well, his hat-trick tonight brought up his half-century of goals for Celtic, so no wonder he's out there smiling and applauding the fans. Just going back to Luke McCowan, he's had to be patient. You know, he might not be the first pick in that midfield trio, but he's certainly a player that has taken his opportunities when given them.
It's the same with all the fringe players. Luke McGowan's no different. When you get your opportunity, you need to show the manager that he can trust you, and I think all of them have done themselves justice tonight. The manager will know now he can turn to them in games, albeit it was against Raith Rovers, no disrespect, but it's a Champions League club, Championship club. But you need to go out there and play in front of this crowd, and the biggest challenge when you're playing for Celtic is to play in front of this crowd and manage the expectations. So all the players today, Luke McCowan included, have stepped up. He's a great performance. He's a quality player, quality midfielder, and he's right on the fringes waiting for a start, so he's done himself no harm.
And that's the thing, isn't it? When you come to a club like Celtic from one of the other clubs within the division, there's always question marks. Can you adapt to the mentality? Can you adapt to the play? And he's done that.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for a player coming into a football club like Celtic is, can you be consistent? Can you hit that level week in, week out, even midweek, Champions League, whatever it may be? You have to raise your bar. And I think that's exactly what he's done. He was excellent for Dundee. He's moved here. He's surrounded himself with players that are on the same wavelength as him. And again, it's no disrespect to Dundee, but it is what it is. And his standards have risen. And that's what you need to play at a team like this.
Well, thank you very much for the time being. We'll get some post-match reaction for you to this one. But Celtic are into the draw for the quarter-finals. And they have beaten Raith Rovers by 5-0. And it was Daizen Maeda who got 3 of them. He's now scored 50 goals for Celtic. He was player of the match. We'll have all the reaction after this. Here at Celtic Park, though, Celtic won 5-0. Daizen Maeda has the match ball. He's player of the match. Let's get some reaction from him and Callum McGregor with Connie.
Callum, Daizen, congratulations, you're through to the next round of the Scottish Cup. You're holding the match ball, Daizen. How did it feel to play well out there and also get the hat-trick today?
Yeah, I'm happy to score the goal again. I want more goal. Yeah.
You want more goals? That's music to your ears, I guess, Callum?
Yeah, absolutely. He's been on fire and what season he's had, but like you said, it's that hunger to score and always get in at the back post, and his finishes today were outstanding, so obviously we want more, he wants more, so let's do it.
Does it feel as though everything is clicking into place for you guys, and you feel as if you're comfortable, you feel confident in this team at the moment?
なんて言うんですか。はい、yes、はい。
A huge moment, not only progressing in this competition, but also, as we mentioned, a lot of the players coming into this team, it looked a little bit different to normal. What does that tell you about this squad, Callum? And I guess how many players are just desperate to be part of the match day experience?
Yeah, exactly. We've built a really strong squad. Everyone's together. Everybody's fighting for competition. You see the level of performance, and even again with 9 changes today, you know, once we found the rhythm of the game, then a lot of top performances, goals spread about the team again. And the most important thing is people are hungry and wanting to run and work hard for the team. So we're in a good place, but in order to stay there, then we have to keep working hard and keep progressing.
We know that clearly looming is a huge game on Wednesday, but the importance was to make sure that your treble hopes stay alive, was progressing in this. Talk to us of just how important, and remind us of how important this competition is for Celtic.
Yeah, obviously at the start of every season we set out to try and win everything that we're in, and that's what we want to do. You know, every time these games come around, cup games, you don't get a second chance, so you have to be on the money, you have to perform, and you've got to work hard. So like I said, we want to win everything that we're in. Of course, it's a big game in the midweek, but you know, this was as big a game as well, because it's what we want to achieve coming into the season.
More goals from you, maybe not on Wednesday, Daizen, but you'll be cheering on the team and supporting them on Wednesday against Bayern Munich?
日本語ですか。まあ次の試合出れないんで、まあしっかり応援して、はい、勝ってほしいなと思います。
So I can't play next game, so I'll try to cheer up the team and hopefully they get the results.
Yeah, a big miss. Daizen, of course, will be on Wednesday, but a huge opportunity for you guys to do something special.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a top player for us, and of course we'll miss everything that he brings to the game. But like you said, another opportunity for someone else to step in, and what we're showing is the squad is strong. And we'll need a really high level performance on Wednesday night to make sure that we get something from the game. But we'll recover now over the next couple of days, and we'll be ready come Wednesday. We want a big performance.
Well, I'll let you do the honours. Congratulations, Daizen. You are the player of the match. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Well done.
Daizen Maeda there, the hat-trick hero, and he's hungry for more goals. That's ominous, isn't it, for the rest of the teams in Scottish football?
Yeah, if his finishing continues like that, he could end up with a lot of goals this year. He's obviously already got a good amount in 20 odd or something he's got now. So no, he's added that bit to his game. As I said, he's got the pace to go in behind. He works hard with the counter press when they lose it, and if his finishing's like that, he's unstoppable.
It's definitely not good for defenders. I know that is for sure. It's a guy that you'd have nightmares about, I think, as a defender if you were coming up against him.
And he doesn't slow down during the game.
Absolutely
his energy levels are insane.
It's actually incredible, and it just churns out performance after performance. He's always available, he's always fit, and just to have him running at you now that he's added, well, he always had goals in him, but now that he's getting his numbers even higher, it's a worry for a defender. I
guess the frustration is that he's not available for the Bayern Munich game. And when you think back to the sending off, it was so innocuous and unnecessary, really, wasn't it?
It was. He's a huge miss for that game. He's somebody off the ball. He works so hard as a forward player, and then obviously what he offers it in behind, and to stretch teams when you're sitting kind of defensively, he offers that option in behind. So he's a huge loss for Celtic next week.
Yeah, on Wednesday. Well, let's have a look then at how this match unfolded. And it was Daizen Maeda that got Celtic up and running, just 6 minutes on the clock. And again, just a give and go, and he finishes it brilliantly.
Yeah, it done so well there, because you think that the moment's maybe lost, as you just see here the ball going into him. You think, can they clear it? No, but they're the first to react, and then he's cool in that position just to take his time and just slot it away. I thought it was a really good start from him and a good goal.
And he doesn't. The impressive thing about this is, in the past, would he hit that with his left or tried to get it on his right to strike it, and he didn't have the time for that, so he take a touch and put it in with his left. It's great placement.
And I would imagine at that point Raith Rovers fans were maybe thinking, oh no, 6 minutes, not the start we needed. But it took until added on time in the first half for Maeda to get his second. And again, a great fast break here from Celtic, and you just see Maeda pointing to where he wants the ball played.
Yeah, intelligent play. They leave the space in behind, and it's always a danger with that speed at the top end of the pitch. Maeda makes a great run, points behind him, knows exactly what's going to happen. He's seen the play unfold, and he puts away the chances. It's great play.
But even there, just to have the intelligence, if you just watch him here, he's peeling off to the right to make sure that he stays on, obviously onside, and then he's just calm in front of goal. He's got that confidence, and he just puts it in the back of the net.
And that's actually something that he's adding to his game, isn't it? Just that awareness of making sure that he does stay onside and not drifting off.
Yeah, definitely. The finishing's the most impressive bit for me, because when you think back to last year, maybe the year before, he got in a lot of good positions, but his technique and maybe his composure wasn't great. Think back to the Real Madrid game here in the Champions League, and he had a great few chances for Celtic to take the lead, and he never took them. Tonight he was so clinical, and he's added that to his game, which is dangerous stuff.
So 2-0 at half time for Celtic, and just a couple of minutes after the restart, Raith Rovers couldn't catch their breath, and it was Luke McCowan that made it 3-0.
Yeah, it was a lovely touch. Yang does really well. He decides to take the ball out and drive to the byline to cut it across. You just see here he's got one thought in his mind: can I drive down and create something, a little gap? And he does exactly that. McCowan is very intelligent, as we've said, and he just makes a run across the defender. It's very difficult to get back, and it's just a lovely little touch. And he's got that quality within him to be able to do that and add to his numbers. So it's a really good start.
It's a massive part of the game Celtic play. The amount of bodies they get in the box when they lock teams right in, their centre half's right up. Yang goes to the byline, cuts it back, and you've got numbers in there. When you put numbers in the box, and the chances are it'll fall to one of your players. It's a great finish from McGowan.
Well, we mentioned the changes. Brendan Rodgers making 9 for this one to his starting 11. Yang was one of those, and he got on the score sheet after 56 minutes. And again, just Celtic exploiting those areas and the cross into the box, and he takes it really well, doesn't he? Again,
Numbers in the box. If you see here, when it goes down one side, he can afford to be that side of the right wing back, because he knows it's going down the other side. They can't be offside. And then when it does come in the box, he's right there to finish it. Again, you see there when it goes in the net, there's four Celtic players in the box.
It's a great cross from Ralston. I mean, and Yang, that's not easy. He has to concentrate. He sees it from a long way. Raith Rovers defensively switch off, and he has to keep his eye on it. It's easy to drag that by or put it over, but he's concentrating, and he gets his head over the ball and he tucks it away. Another good finish. Yeah, we have seen the players who've had a little bit too much time to think about taking a shot, not managing to get it on target, but no such problems there for Yang. Well, Maeda completed his hat-trick with the 5th goal after 76 minutes, and again it was Luke McCowan who put the ball in, and guess who coming in at that back post?
Yeah, he just gambles here. You see it going down the side, and he just takes off and gets in there, puts the pressure on, takes everything in the net, and ends up in the net himself. It's brilliant striker play, brilliant. He's on the wing at this point. He's just getting in there is brilliant. Ended up in the net, making sure that ball can't be flashed across the goal. He's making sure he arrives and he's there, anticipating the ball coming across. I mean, look at that touch from Luke McCowan. I mean, that's somebody that's high on confidence, to be able to take that ball in a tight area, no problem, create the space for him, flash it across. And that's what I'm saying, as a defender, you can't switch off with Maeda. As soon as you turn your back, he's in behind you and he slides in and puts it in the net. He's already decided he's making that run before the pass is played. That tells you that they're all in sync. They know exactly what they're trying to do as a team. They know the balls are coming flashed across, so they're making sure there's people there. But from Maeda's perspective as well, though, to still have that desire after 76 minutes, you've already got 2. You know what I mean? You're already, the game's won, but to still be bursting a gut to get in at that back post, it sums up him, really, doesn't it, as a player? Yeah, but I think that's what it's all about, especially when you play as a striker in any team. You want to score goals, you want to make sure you're in the positions to put the ball in the back of the net, and he's just showed a real hunger and a desire, not just to put the ball in the net, but his overall play, to close down, to chase back, and I think that's what makes him so good. And it just shows you, as I said, his desire to score. That one there's an easy one. I think that when you're going to get your hat-trick, you'll bust a gut to get in there. It's the one other night when you see when they're winning 6-0 in the 90th minute and he's chasing left backs back the pitch. That's the one where you see the true desire and the true professionalism of the guy. And the thing is, Brendan Rodgers is going to join us in a moment, but from a manager's perspective, you're now in that position, Charlie. But when you can make that many changes, it must be very, very pleasing when your side can go out and execute a performance like that. As I said before, to gain the trust of your players and have your trust in your squad, to be able to make that many changes and come out here and come up against a Raith team who have got a lot of good players and experience in there. They're going to make it difficult for you. For your players to step up and be able to rely on them like that must be an amazing feeling and a great luxury for Brendan Rodgers.
And that's the thing, Callum McGregor said it, this match has got just as much importance as Bayern Munich when you have desires to win the treble.
Well, Brendan Rodgers has showed that since his time at Celtic the first time. He's not lost a Scottish Cup tie, I believe, and he wants to win every single game and every single competition. Just having a go at you there.
Well done, Brendan. Thank you so much for coming in to join us.
What are you saying, Charlie? What are you saying?
He was actually just lauding your Scottish Cup record.
Okay,
Yet to be defeated in this competition as Celtic manager, so congratulations. 9 changes for you today, but how pleasing is it when your team can go out and play like that despite that number of changes?
Yeah, I think, listen, these games, and the boys will tell you, over years you can get caught out with fixtures like these, and we've lost at the club games like that before, but I think you can only tip your hat to the players, the professionalism, mentality. We set some objectives for the game because you're a team that's expected to win. You should win. But there was other things we looked for in actually the performance of the game, and the players delivered all that. The counter press and what we wanted to give them, no more than 6 passes in any sequence of passing they had, so you can see the hunger of the players getting onto the ball, and obviously then it allows you to sustain your attack. So really, really good.
What was the most pleasing thing? So perhaps that, just the objectives you set, or is it when you see people like Maeda popping up with 3 goals for you, the last in the 76 minutes, still bursting a gut to get into that back post?
Yeah, well, I think it's always for me, starts with the pressing, and you can see that right to the very end, the concentration and that. I was pleased, obviously, with the changes that you make, that you still have that fluidity. I thought first 10 minutes, it was just a bit like it's a young Dame Murray. He hasn't played here since he was 16, 17 years of age. So he's just finding the pitch geography again and getting, around it and getting the feel for it all. But just the rhythm in the game. Jeffrey Schlupp just understanding, especially in the second half, the movement patterns to be inside and when to open up the lines. But so just the synchronisation of the team was pleasing, and obviously clearly the goals were very, very good.
Brendan, it must be a good headache to have when you think you make 9 changes and the level doesn't drop, so everybody's competing to get in the first team.
Yeah, I think, Alan, I said beforehand, because people will say, well, making 9 changes, what does, why do you do that? Well, I do it because I trust the team and because I can do it. Yeah. That's the beauty of it. We've rotated this year to keep players fit and strong. And sometimes I haven't wanted to rotate, but I know I have to maintain the freshness in the team and the energy in the team. And but then the players go out and deliver, and they were very, very good today in all aspects of the game.
With Maeda's counter pressing we spoke about there, and his defensive, what he brings to the team, amazing the way he gets after the ball when he loses it, and he seems to have added the composure and the finishing his game. How much is he a miss for next week?
I think he's a massive miss. But the reality, when you see that, pace will always hurt you, and you're all right, you had pace, Alan. But it's still the same.
Did I not have it, no?
Your pace was in the air. Your pace was in the air. Charlie could play football, to be fair, and you strong. So, listen, it doesn't matter. He's just so explosive. Like, if you watch his third goal there, the wing-back probably thinks he has him. But I was really pleased with him and Yang's goals, because we always talk about getting on the move, and said before about track the game and run with it, and then that little bit of explosive speed to get in and get his hat trick. So he is a miss, of course, because of his intensity and his work rate, and now what we're getting is consistent goals from him. So, but okay, we have to accept that, and now we get to play probably Jota instead.
When you look forward to midweek, Brendan, how's Bernardo? He had to come off tonight. Is it serious, or do you think?
Yeah, well, I spoke to Tim. He said he'd probably come off a wee bit more as a precaution. Just rocked his ankle a wee bit, but should be okay.
How exciting a tie is this for the Celtic fans, for the players, for yourself? You're through now in the Cup. It's a huge occasion for everyone, and another opportunity. We've seen what Celtic can do in Europe this season. Another opportunity to raise the level and do it in the Champions League. Yeah,
I think we've shown that this season, that we can actually perform against the very best teams. The Red Bull Leipzigs and the Atalanta. So it's a wee mixture of a template between those two. I'm really excited by it. It'll be supercharged in here. The game, the intensity. And for us to bring our game, and it should be an exciting match.
That's next up. Congratulations
Cheers.
on today.
Thank you.
Well done. Thanks, Brendan.
Thanks.
See you then.
Cheers, guys.
Well done.
Thanks.
Good luck.
Thank you. Cheers. Take care.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a surprise Bernardo came off as a precaution, is it, for that one this evening? So the Celtic fans will definitely be hoping that he's okay to be involved in the squad. But, you know, he mentioned there Maeda, a mess. He is a definite. But it's not bad when you can bring Jota in.
I was just thinking that there.
I was actually laughing when he did that.
Bring Jota in, that's not bad. But what you don't get for Jota is that running capacity. You don't get it for many. That way he counter presses and that way he runs back. But to be fair, to bring Jota in attacking capacity is a great option to have.
Where's your stance on the Celtic squad? You know, there's been a lot of discussion about it's weaker now after Kyogo left. They didn't bring a striker in, but bringing Jota in, Michael Stewart has said it, hasn't it? That he actually believes that you could argue that with bringing Jota in.
I think it was great business, personally. I think to get 10 million for Kyogo, although he was a great player here and done really well, at the age he was at, to then have Vida sitting there, bring Jota in, I think it was great business, and I think it's proven today with Maeda can be that option to go up front and obviously get winger options as well. So no, I think it was great business.
I totally agree. I mean, I think when you look at the money that Jota originally left for, 25 million, you get him back for 8, you sell Kyogo for 10, you're up 2, and you've got a top class player that can come in, and look, I think they're very strong at this moment in time, but it looks at they'll go again come January, come the summer, so they'll be in a real strong position.
Yeah, so that is Celtic. What about Raith Rovers then? Not the result they were hoping for this evening here at Celtic Park. We'll get the thoughts of their manager, Barry Robson, after this. Welcome back. Celtic 5, Raith Rovers 0. Let's get some reaction from the away dressing room. Barry Robson is with Connie.
Barry, commiserations, that's always going to be a tough match, but when they score so early, it's very difficult to try and find your momentum again, I guess.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing in the game is you lose a goal within 4 minutes, then you lose a goal with 2 minutes before half time, and then you lose a goal like 2 minutes after half time. It's the worst times you can lose goals in a game, and that affected us. I thought it was a game we were on first half. We got a bit better in the first half. We probably got a pressure a wee bit better, but they make it really difficult because they're flying high at the minute. Celtic, they're full of top players, and it was a difficult game for us. But I thought we could have done a wee bit better. We could have pressed the ball a wee bit better and been a wee bit better with it.
I know it's never the time that you want to sit back and say, what can we learn from this at this, so soon after the game, and it's never really any consolation. But are you taking anything from it at this point that you can sort of, especially the fact that you've not been so long with this squad yet?
Well, I'm taking lots from it. It was an outstanding performance to get here, to come to this brilliant stadium. The boys will have learnt a lot playing against the top players who are going to wait to play Bayern Munich on Wednesday, and they know what it takes to go to the next level or the next couple of levels. So, for me, the most important thing was, I suppose, knowing sometimes in a game when to actually press the ball a bit better, and then knowing, and especially when you're playing against top players, when to keep a hold of the ball that bit better, be a bit more calmer. And there are things that's what they'll have learnt and what they can cope with a bit better today.
Appreciate your time. Thank you, Barry.
Thank you.
Important point there, wasn't it, from Barry Robson, just about what his players can take away from this, because you look at the scoreline, it is what it is, but having that ability to learn and take it into the games in the Championship now. Yeah,
but games in the Championship, in all fairness, will be completely different. I think when you come here to play, I think he's bang on with what he says. You need to know the times exactly when to press, when they feel a bit of pressure, maybe when they're back facing their own goal, and exactly when to kind of be in a shape. And then when you do get possession, we need to have that extra pass. Alan spoke about it before the game, that they need to be that bit braver on the ball and have possession. But listen, it's easy for us to sit here and say it's so hard being out there in the heat of the battle.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's his 6th game. He's still learning about his squad.
He's not been in the job long,
He's still learning about his squad. He's trying to get his ideas over to the players. He'll take as much out of this game as possible. And if that's just tweaking little bits here and there when he comes up against maybe the better teams within the league, then that's what he'll do. So it's all about improvement, and that's what he'll look to do, obviously, come the next Championship game. I
mean, that's the thing. You've not been in your job with Kelty for that long either. I mean, just how tough is it to try and implement your ideas and get the players to adapt quickly? Because that's the key to it in football, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not easy. I mean, it doesn't matter what ideas you have in your head. It's how you communicate them and how you get it across to your players. So it's not easy. So understand Barry Robson needs to get. I mean, we're talking about Celtic here. It's not really seeing the Raith Rovers that you'll see week in, week out, and he's obviously having great results in the league, and he's obviously getting some ideas across. But as far as getting your ideas across the team, it takes time. You need to be able to communicate that over time.
Well, thank you very much for this evening. Celtic are through to the quarter-final draw. Join us tomorrow for a double header from Ibrox. Good night.